Now, dark prismarine, right? It might just be my favorite block in all of Minecraft. The only problem with it is that it is incredibly annoying to get. In order to make one dark prismarine block, you need 8 prismarine shards and 1 piece of black dye. Now, the black dye, obviously very simple to get, but the prismarine shards, in order to get those, you need to kill these guys, who are super annoying and only spawn underwater in ocean monuments. I have a future project in mind where I want to use a lot of dark prismarine. So to prepare for that, and just to have access to it right now, I guess, I'm going to be making ENX04's Guardian Farm. The link to the video will be down in the description below. It is an incredible Guardian Farm, really not that hard to make. You get so much stuff. You also get a ton of experience. Now, the thing with this farm is that the kill chamber is suspended very high into the air. So in order to conceal that, I'm going to be making some sky islands, some floating islands. I've always wanted to make a floating island, and I feel like this is a really good opportunity to do so. So hopefully everything goes well. Let's get started with the episode. I currently have a whopping 27 scaffolding in this world right now, and if I'm going to build a floating island and a guardian farm, I'm going to need way more than that. So to start this video, I'm going to fly over to a jungle biome, try to find a bamboo jungle, and just go crazy with my sword. And probably just fill up like a shulker or something like that. And then maybe we can hit up like a mine shaft somewhere and load up on a whole bunch of string, because I also don't have many of that. But before we actually go out and fly anywhere, let me show off the church, because I said last time I was going to do the interior of the church between episodes, and I did just that. It's nothing crazy, nothing spectacular, but I think it fits the church vibe. It's nice and like kind of overgrown a little bit, looking pretty cool. And then you can also use this ladder and go all the way up to the top. There's nothing really up here, but you at least get, you know, a decent view of our little compound. Also, last time I asked you guys to potentially name this place. Give me some name suggestions for the town, for the city, that we kind of made, you know, throughout the series so far, but mainly last episode. We spent a lot of time here last time detailing all these custom trees, detailing the pathways, adding that church, adding this neighborhood, adding the quarry over here. So we kind of have like a nice complete settlement now. And I asked you guys for some names, and the name I'm going to kind of choose is Shramyland, but I'm going to actually shorten it. It's going to be Shramland. So that'll be the name of our starter compound here. Welcome to Shramland. But thank you guys so much for suggesting the other names. Maybe I will use them in a future build. This should be good enough for now. Let's make our way down here, and let's start going crazy. Now, something else I want to say before I keep forgetting, because honestly I just continuously forget to say this at the start of every episode. I will be providing a world download for this world if you'd like to play on it yourselves and kind of check out what we've built. I'm going to provide that either when I die or at 1,000 days, just whatever comes first. We are currently on day 760, so hopefully we get to 1,000 in a little while, and I'm, you know, obviously very much hoping that I don't die before then. And that might have been the easiest shulker box I have ever collected. I knew this was going to be fast, but I didn't expect it to be that fast, I guess. Now, after just healing up my tools a little bit in the end, let's head back home, and then we can go look for a mine shaft, because I actually don't know where one is off the top of my head. I somehow had no idea that this massive cave was kind of under my mountain, but this is pretty cool down here. Might have to build something here one day. But yeah, anyway, let's just kind of, you know, look for a mine shaft. Hopefully I can find one just deep underground here. Hey, we actually got one over here. Sweet. That did not take that long. And this is exactly what I was looking for. Found myself one of the poison spider spawners, got rid of it, and now let's clear out all of the string here. And not gonna lie, I thought that was going to be more string, so let's see if we can find another spawner. Well, I can't seem to find another spider spawner, so I'm gonna bring all this string back with me, and we're gonna see how much this gets. Yeah, so the farm I'm building calls for just over 5 stacks of scaffolding, so this is more than enough. We also have 3 and a bit stacks extra, which is really nice, because I'm gonna use this to make the floating island. Let's fill these 2 shulker boxes here with all the materials I'm going to need. I was able to get most of the materials just from, you know, the stuff I already have just in my storage room, but there's a couple things that I still have to go get. I have to collect a couple more stacks of sand to get more glass. I need all of the soul sand as well, so I'll have to take a trip to the nether. I need the obsidian because I need roughly 2 stacks of obsidian for this. And then we also have to head off to a swamp because I need some sticky pistons and a slime block. I do believe though I have everything else aside from those things I just mentioned. So let's start collecting the the rest of those materials. I'm gonna head off into this nether portal once again. This is the one I accessed to go to the jungle earlier. So we are now back in the Badlands biome, and I think there's a desert over here. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's go collect a bit more sand. We got all the sand we needed and then some. And while we're out here in the overworld, I'm gonna fly around for a little while and see if I can find a swamp. We found Shrek's homeland, so let's hang out here for a little while, and then we can fight off some slimes when it becomes nighttime. All right, what the hell is going on with this biome? Excuse me? Is my world okay? My game is lagging. My computer can't even handle what's going on right now. What is this? If anyone's curious, if you're playing on this world and want to come to this exact spot for whatever reason, yeah, here are the coordinates. Wait, is that a mob spawner over here? I was just messing around, jumping around, like kind of zooming in random places, and I see this cobblestone here. That is a spawner. All right. I could have actually really used you, spider spawner. Now, sadly, it's not a full moon. I'm pretty sure the fuller the moon, the more slimes that spawn, and we have pretty much an empty moon. All right. Just a little bit of a crescent up there. I'm gonna keep flying around, though. Hopefully we can find a couple slimes. I really don't need much. Hey, we got a little boy. What's up, slime friend? I found one. And we also got some frogs. Oh, what's up, little guys? I feel like I haven't seen frogs in forever in this world. I'll have to breed up some frogs eventually. You guys look so cool. Look at them go. Dude, the world generation over here is just completely drunk. What is going on? Look at this tree. That tree has 3 different leaves on it. Well, I understand they're all the same leaf, but it's in like 3 biomes, so they look actually kind of cool. I'm digging that tree. It's a good tree. Hey, we got a big boy down here. Sweet. Hopefully this is enough then. I think 16 should be enough. We should be able to make 1 slime block with that, and then at least 2 sticky pistons. So that's nice. We got the sand smelting over here. I got the sticky pistons and the slime block. Now let's head back to the nether, where we can go ahead and collect some soul sand. We got ourselves a nice looking soul sand valley right here. Got a whole bunch of soul sand for me to steal. So let's snag this up. I wanted to actually loot a bastion too, but I didn't really see one along the way. There is a bastion back that way, but I've already looted it. I just really want to get pig step, dude. It's been too long, man. And in like no time at all, we have enough soul sand. It does not take long to get a couple stacks when you have a netherite efficiency 5 shovel. And one more final thing we have to grab is all the obsidian. So let's go head up the end. Now that we have the obsidian, the only thing left to do is just wait for the sand to be smelted. And while this is smelting down, I'm gonna go ahead and brew up some very important potions. Now I've actually never gone through an ocean monument before, if I'm being completely honest. But from what I understand, it's really important to have a potion of invisibility so you can't be seen and just ambushed. A night vision potion is also useful, but with the mod I have where I can kind of just increase my gamma to 1500%, I don't think I'm gonna need one. And then the last potion I'm gonna need is water breathing, which we actually have 12 minutes of already in this chest. So I feel like this should probably be enough time. Do I really not have any brown mushrooms? All right, give me a minute. I'm just gonna go to the nether. They spawn on the nether roof. Ow. I feel bad for my character in this game. He 100% has CTE to some capacity. I hit my face on the nether portal tree all the time. The poor Yi dinosaur thing is just struggling. Oh, now he just broke his ankles. I'm so sorry, my guy. All right, 13 mushrooms should be plenty because we just need to make fermented spider eyes, and I think I only need a couple. We got all the potions that I think I'm going to need right here. So we got our invisibility potions. I got 6 of those. Then we got 4 water breathing potions. And I actually just extended the time of the water breathing potions, so instead of 12 minutes, we have 32 minutes. So that's really nice, and of course then we have 48 minutes of invisibility. So that should be more than enough time to clear out the Elder Guardians in the Ocean Monument. And then I think it's about time that we grab all the materials we're going to need, and we head off and try to find an Ocean Monument that I want to actually use for this. Leave a like on the video for this guy right here. Look at him go. He would really appreciate it if you liked the video and maybe subscribed. I don't know, but he's just a little man doing his thing. Love this guy. So at this point, I decided that I wanted to go get a trident. But after searching for like an hour and killing a whole bunch of drowned, I decided I no longer want a trident. So we're just gonna go ahead and try to do this without one. But as I was looking for like the underwater ruins and stuff like that to find a trident, I found this ocean monument, which seems perfect for me. Alright, I think I'm ready. I got my inventory all sorted out. I got 3 potions of invisibility and 3 potions of water breathing. Now, honestly, I'm not sure if I have to take off all my armor and stuff in order to be truly invisible, but we're gonna try to test that out just on like the outskirts of the ocean monument. I think I should be good to do that. So let me drink 1 of each of these, and let me see. Can I be targeted by the Guardians? Yes, I can. Okay, I can be targeted by the Guardians. Now can I be targeted by the Guardians? No, I cannot. Alright, we should be good. Alright, so let's go inside this way. I do have mining fatigue, which is a little bit annoying, so I can't actually break myself in. And I'm assuming you don't have to break your way into the Elder Guardian rooms, right? Because that would be really annoying, considering I do have the mining fatigue, and I don't really want to wait. I'm just gonna keep kind of swimming around and see what I can find. Here's an Elder Guardian. Okay. I think there are 3 of these. That's pretty simple. He also could not see me, so that was nice. Another Elder Guardian right here. Thank you very much for that. And now just 1 left, and I think we should be okay to start building this farm. And I think that's the last one. I hope that's the last one. Alright, I believe this is all cleared out now. I would like to make sure that all of the Elder Guardians are gone, so I'm gonna kind of swim around for a little bit and see if I get mining fatigue again. Alright, I am not getting any mining fatigue, so I think I'm good. I'm gonna set up shop on this little sand beach. I think this is actually the closest, like, bit of land to this ocean monument. This one's very much in the ocean, which is really nice. A floating island here is gonna look sick. Alright, we are all set up over here with the shulker boxes we're going to need, so let's go ahead and start building this farm. Alright, so as you can see, the farm is up and fully functional. So if I swipe these guys, they should all die in 1 hit. And now if we just wait a couple more seconds, a new wave will start coming through the portal. This thing is actually insane. It's one of the most ridiculous experience farms I've ever seen, and you also get so many materials. I've just been here for a little while, just swiping away every so often, and I have a lot of stuff already. It does not take long to pretty much fill up a double chest with the materials that Guardians drop. Now, we will be making like a building around this thing on top of the floating island, so I should be able to access all these chests a lot easier. But even still, if you just wanted to build it like very bare bones without any kind of build around it, it's still quite functional with, you know, what you can reach and whatnot. There's also a very simple way of making this where you only get the materials and you don't get the experience. You just kill them in the nether with soulfire campfires. It's pretty simple to set up as well. But I don't mind having the experience here too. This actually heals everything up so much faster than my Enderman farm, so we might as well use this from here on out. This thing is insane, and it really doesn't even take that long or that many materials to build. I highly recommend building one of these if you want to either build with Prismarine or if you just want a busted experience farm. Anyway though, let's go and gather up a whole bunch of materials to start building this floating island. We're back home now, so let's start loading up some shulker boxes on some of the materials that we're going to use. And actually, it's probably more wise to go to the quarry to get all this stuff, because at least the stone stuff, because I have so much stone in that quarry. But I suppose while we're here, let's grab some dirt and some grass and stuff, and we can fill up an entire shulker with that. And also just throw some scaffolding in another shulker, because we're gonna need a bunch of scaffolding for sure. Let's just get 1 full shulker of dirt. I do at least need a little bit of grass, because I need some grass on the top of the floating island. So I'm just gonna take all the grass I have as well. Why not? Or maybe not all of it, but at least a shulker box full. All right, 2 shulkers of dirt and grass and stuff. That should probably be enough. I really hope it is. And then we're probably gonna fill like the rest of these up with stone blocks. Now the thing is, how much tuff do I have? Oh, not much at all. Might have to go collect some of this. I don't know if I'm actually gonna use these, but I'm gonna bring all these dead coral blocks because they kind of fit the color scheme, right? And they kind of look cool. Just a little bit of a different texture on there. And then we're gonna need some things to hang down. So leaves, obviously. I might just get an entire shulker of leaves. Yeah, let's probably do that. We got some birch leaves, some oak leaves I'm going to bring, and then also a few of these mangrove roots. I might try to work these in, you know, every so often. I would also like some glow berries, because we can definitely hang those off the sides. That'll be a good light source, and it'll probably look pretty cool as well. Let's grab some bone meal to go with that. This is just going to be a whole bunch of materials, man. But I think once we fill up, like, a shulker or 2 of, like, stone blocks, then we're probably good to head back and just start throwing down some of these blocks and figuring out how big the islands are going to be and, you know, where exactly they're going to go. So I got 2 more shulkers, so give me all the stone here. Then the thing is, I'm going to need some andesite, but I guess I'll just throw it in wherever I can. It actually fits into this shulker pretty perfectly, so I'll take that for sure. And let's head back to the Guardian farm and actually start throwing down some blocks. I'm thinking we have like the surface layer of the island up here, about halfway up this really long chute. Kind of just realized how phallic this thing could kind of look. Nice rocket ship, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I think about halfway up is where we can have the surface of the island. And now I just kind of have to like configure a shape around this thing. Don't want to make it like too perfectly circular because that'll look kind of weird. So let me just kind of place a whole bunch of dirt and see what we end up with. I feel like that's a pretty good shape. It's not absolutely massive, but I also don't think it's too small. So I guess from here, we should try to figure out where the bottom of this is going to be. And that's why I left all this scaffolding here. I didn't want to take this down yet because I figured it'd be really useful when making this thing. All right, what if it comes down to a point like this and we kind of just connect up the sides? Is that going to look weird? It might be too tall if we do it like this. Yeah, I think that's going to be way too tall. All right, so let's shorten this up. Let's kind of go a little bit beneath the farm. I think I went too far down here. Let me kind of make like a weird spider web looking thing, just connecting all the way back up to the top. All right, buddy. You want to not do that? Bro, all right, I'm looking at you. I saw you do that. Do you want to not take that block? I know you're pissed, but listen, I think I'm the one who should be upset here, okay? Now that that distraction's over, quick update. I kind of just connected everything up to the top. I think I'm going to trim off this section a little bit more because it looks kind of weird right now. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. It's not as like weirdly like long on this side. All right, I'll take that. That's a good shape at least. And now let me definitely go grab all the dirt I just got rid of because there's a lot down here. And I definitely just now realized that I forgot some very important blocks. I definitely need some mossy blocks because that's going to be near the bottom. We're going to have some mossy stone. That's probably where the tuff is going to go too. And then it'll transition into the cobblestone and then into the stone and the andesite. That's going to be like the top layer-ish. The top layer of the stone blocks at least. That'll then transition into the dirt. We got some mossy blocks and we also got some tuff. So I'm going to kind of replicate this pattern here around the bottom like third maybe of the island. And we're going to see what it looks like. I did about half of this section that's going to be this color palette, and I've run out of tuff, so I have to go mine some more. But this is the idea. There's a nice mixture of these blocks, but I do need a little bit more tuff, so I suppose we should just go mine some. So I've gathered up an entire shulker box of tuff, so we should have enough for this island and hopefully the other few that I'm going to make. But let's go ahead and actually just put in all of like the walls, I guess if you want to think of it that way, of this island, and then I'll be back with an update. Alright, so we got ourselves a nice shape. We got a floating island for the most part. There's a few more things I want to add like underneath here. But before I do that, let's put on the top layer of dirt. I haven't filled like any of this in yet, so let's just go through with all this grass. And let's get a nice flat surface up here. I also threw down a bunch of torches just so, you know, nothing spawns. And now hopefully in here it is also light enough so nothing will spawn. I'm pretty sure we should be good down here as well. I still want to use a bit more grass though, and I want to try to like hang some grass over the edge. I think this will be a nice effect when we look at it from the sides. Yeah, something like that at the top. I think it looks a little bit more natural that way. Now let's move back up to the top. I want to throw a few like mounds up here. I don't want this to be completely flat. Looks a little boring that way, I think. Just something really simple like this, just so there is a tad bit of like height difference up here. Let me throw like 2 more of these little hills around here, and I actually do need to go grab more dirt. We have like an entire shulker of dirt down here. All right, so now we have some height variation up here. Looking a little bit better in my opinion. Next up then, I want to do the really annoying task of putting stuff underneath the floating island. I'm just gonna throw these glow berries and these different types of leaves all around the place, and we're gonna see what it looks like. All right, it's not much, but I definitely think it helps at the bottom. It gives a lot of life down there, which is exactly what I was going for. One more feature I would like to have on some of the sides is I want some water flowing down. Yeah, just like that. All right, I think this is looking pretty good then. I think that is going to be like the final little bit of decoration we add to like the bottom and the sides of the island. Before we start actually working on the top and like the buildings up here, I want to build the next few islands. They are going to be much smaller than this one, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. Alright, so all 3 of the smaller islands have been built. I really don't know what's going to go on these islands, but I think it's just going to look cool, you know, from the ground. If we have 4 islands up here instead of just one big one. But now we can start working on the actual building that's going to go up here. So let me go gather a bunch of materials for that, and I'll be right back. I quickly went back home just to empty out all the shulker boxes and to fill them back up with stuff I was going to use for this build. I actually didn't have to go collect anything right now. I'm hoping I don't actually have to at all for this build in total. I'm not expecting it to be absolutely massive, so we should have enough stuff. We'll see though. But anyway, I got a whole bunch of like wood types. We got some spruce wood, we got some oak wood, we got a bunch of deep slate stuff, we got some cobblestone, some tuff, some andesite. That was kind of just left over from what we were using to make you know, the actual islands. We got some dark prismarine and some regular prismarine. I don't really have that much dark prismarine because it's a bit expensive to make that stuff. I had like a stack and a half of black dye in my storage room back when I did like the Halloween episode because I needed all the black concrete and stuff. So I used the rest of my black dye to make all the dark prismarine I could, but I'm gonna see how far like roughly a stack and a half gets me. That's kind of just gonna be for the roof. My idea is that I'm gonna kind of make this into like a wizard tower sort of thing. I wasn't sure what kind of tower I wanted to go for, so I kind of just went on Google and I looked up like Minecraft tower designs, and I was scouring through a little while and I found this one, and I really like the shape of it. I like what it looks like, and I'm gonna try to use this as my inspiration, put my own twist on it, of course. But I think we're gonna kind of go with this. The walls of the tower are going to be out of like the stone blocks, the cobblestone, mossy stone, tuff, all that fun stuff. The accents will probably be with the spruce wood, and then the roof is going to be out of the prismarine blocks. Anyway though, let's get building. Alright, so a little update. We got the roof in. Yeah, I know, that one spot right there, like the tip of the roof on the left, it's not symmetrical with the rest. But don't worry, okay? I noticed it eventually and it gets fixed. And I'm really liking what this looks like, so I changed it up a little bit from what I was saying. Instead of making the whole thing like the prismarine blocks, I added a spruce trim, and then we just put in a gradient at the top. And I really like how this turned out. Gotta be honest, I saw Flip do this once recently, and that's what changed my mind. He used like this exact same gradient, and I think it's just wonderful looking. And as for the front here, I added some spruce and put in a design. And I think I'm liking it. It's kind of tough. It looks really awkward at the top, just with like the little like stone brick bits sticking out. But I think this section right here with, you know, the oak wood and the stripped spruce kind of ties it all together really nicely. I feel like once we replicate that all the way around, it'll look much more cohesive. But I need a lot more spruce wood in order to do this all the way around, so let's go gather that. The spruce wood has been acquired, so let's continue building. I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. The tower is now done, at least on the outside. I don't know if I'm going to do the interior. I probably won't, but I think it's looking pretty snazzy. Got a whole bunch of green blocks and some windows and stuff all up and down the walls. I think it's looking pretty cool. The last thing I want to do in this episode is kind of just like bone meal up all the grass around here, maybe make a couple like flower fields. I brought some flowers in one of these shulker boxes. I think I could probably make a flower field on each of the smaller islands. Just one for each of the two tall flowers here that I have. And then I kind of figured I would just bone meal the rest of the grass. I don't have any other crazy plans for the islands. I think just making the, you know, the ground look a little bit nicer with bone meal should probably be good enough. I'm gonna throw down some of the flower fields then, and what I think I'm gonna do for the border is I'm gonna work some of this prismarine in here, and then also just some birch leaves. I think that'll look kind of nice. I think this is definitely looking solid. Let's throw some lanterns on the sides. And then we can actually plant some flowers. Let's do rose bushes in this one. Why not? Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good in here. We have a lantern in the middle, a bunch on the outside to hopefully keep this lit up enough so nothing spawns, and just a nice little rose garden. I suppose I can probably bone meal the rest to get some taller grass in here too. That'll probably look pretty good. And let's continue that on the outside here as well. It's really simple, but I think it looks nice. This island over here, gonna do the same kind of design on the outside with the prismarine walls and the birch leaves. Actually, I have to make a quick stop into the farm to get some more prismarine walls. Hopefully I don't have to turn it on, because I don't have the obsidian on me to turn back on those portals. I didn't have to turn it back on. We got a little bit more prismarine here. There should be enough to finish off these islands. I'm gonna make this one over here lilacs, and the final one will be the peonies. All three of the surrounding islands are now done. Looking pretty good in my opinion. Let's work on the main one now. My plan is to get rid of all the torches, so I'm just gonna throw down some walls and maybe some like oak fences every once in a while, and just put a torch on top. I don't want to do anything too crazy. I'm gonna throw some like random bushes around here too, just to give it some more life. And maybe some flowers, and then we'll bone meal everything. Alright, so I put on the final details of the island, and we are completely finished with this project. I really like how this turned out. I really wasn't too sure about the tower as I was building it, but I think it looked really nice. I thought the shape was a little bit too weird, honestly. I didn't think I'd be able to pull it off, but I feel like I did quite well. I really like the vibe these floating islands are giving off. It's very magical in my opinion. I think it's a pretty sweet build, and it's also very useful, man. This farm is incredible in terms of experience, and also just in terms of the loot. The blocks you get from this are so nice. I'm going to be using a lot of these blocks in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.